Hi, this is Moses here, founder of Brian Moses Coaching and Seminars, with another real estate tip for you. I'm just pulling into my driveway after a great morning session with an independent company, real estate company in northern Massachusetts. And it got me thinking, and I thought I'd share this point with you, one of the most profound impacts of my real estate career in life. And that is that there are two things that are critical to one's success. And those two things are skills and motivation. And like most people, myself included, we tend to think that motivation is slightly more important than skill. But I gotta tell you, having struggled the first 5 years of my career, it wasn't because I lacked motivation, it was because I lacked skill. Nobody worked harder, nobody had more ambition than me in my first 5 years of real estate. But it was the skills that made the biggest impact and the biggest difference. And there's certain skills that you need to learn and master if you're going to take your business to another level. In fact, think about this. It's almost universal. I can't think of any example where I would choose somebody that has more motivation than skill. I wouldn't pick, let's say that, God forbid, you were diagnosed with a brain tumor. You wouldn't want me getting a scalpel and operating on you. And I'm motivated to save your life. I care about you. I want to make a difference. But you wouldn't pick me to do that. You'd want somebody who's highly skilled. So what are the skills that we need to learn or master in our real estate business? Lead generation, that's certainly a skill. Lead conversion, that's certainly a skill. And today we spent 2.5 hours on lead conversion. What you actually say to a prospect makes a difference. How many of you could screw up a perfectly good lead if I paid you to screw it up? All of us. I've done it, and you didn't have to pay me. But what I've also learned is that the opposite is true. You can actually learn the skills that convert that lead to an appointment. You can control the process if you know what to say. So we work today on mastering conversion. And I'm going to suggest that you do as well. I'll give you a quick example. How many of you out there watching this video have had a buyer who wants to look at property all weekend? They want to look Saturday, they want to look Sunday. That's when they're off from work, and that's when they want to look. And you have a children's birthday, a child's birthday, an anniversary, a wedding that you want to celebrate. Maybe there's a ball game you want to attend. And the weekend really isn't the most ideal time for you and your family. But what are you going to say? No, I can't show property on the weekend. They're going to go and work with someone else. Unless you show them that why working on the weekend, looking at property on the weekend, is not in their best interest. So let me give you an example of how I wordsmith some dialogues that's actually truthful that you can use to show property during the week. And it simply goes like this. Mr. Buyer, when we first met, you talked about the importance of getting a good deal. Is that still important to you? Yes, Brian, of course it is. Well, here's something that concerns me. Although I'm happy to show you property on the weekend because that's convenient for you, although it's convenient, it's not the most profitable time to be looking at property. You see, that's when everybody's looking at property. And if everybody's looking at property and you find a property that you like and someone else likes it too, now you're in competition. And in today's market, properties that are in competition are selling for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 over the asking price. Do you want to be in competition? No, Brian, but the weekend's really the only time that we have. Well, if you can look during the week, if you could carve out some time during the week where we could look at property, you wouldn't be in competition. And although I can't guarantee it, you've got a better chance to find the right house and not be in competition with another buyer. And potentially save you $10,000, $15,000, or $20,000 and having to overbid for that property. Let me ask you a question. Do you make that kind of money in one day at work? No, probably not. So could you take a day off? Could you carve out a morning? Could you leave an afternoon early so that we could go and look at property before other buyers see them? And can you see what an advantage that puts you in, seeing property before other buyers see them? So folks, that's an example of skill. That's an example of knowing what to say in advance of the objection, of the problem, of the potential. And there's tons of examples. I've got to talk with my spouse. You've heard that one. Or we're not in a rush. Or will you reduce your commission? Or so-and-so will do it for less. In my opinion, if you focus on mastering conversion, You don't need to generate more leads. Most people have enough leads. We just need to get better with the leads that we have. That's my tip for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, a great week, a beautiful summer. And if you got value out of this, I'd appreciate you sharing it and paying it forward. Have a great day, everybody.